Hi, everyone. My name is Allie Rodman, founder of The Learning Loop, and welcome to this week's Learning Lift, Making Learning a Habit. So often I hear from educators about their desire to deepen their own learning. They're strongly committed to improving processes and strategies and learning approaches for their students, but that often means that they're left with little time to grow themselves. So this week, I wanted to offer just a few tips as we continue to plow into the new year about some ways that educators might instill continuous learning and be that model learner for their students in an ongoing and consistent way. The first way to think about doing this is to look at learning events or experiences that you might want to engage in. These could be conferences, they might be workshops within your school or your district, or they may even be synchronous or asynchronous online learning experiences. But by identifying them early in the year, blocking them out on your calendar, and then making a clear plan to ensure that you have the funding, the resources, and the time to actually get there, and when you're there, be fully engaged, it helps ensure that this part of your own learning cycle isn't just a wish, but something that actually happens and becomes a habit for you over time. It might be that a particular event or experience is incredibly valuable and you want to return to that same conference or that same workshop year after year. Or you might have a webinar that really sparks your thinking about a particular topic and encourages you to explore more about that particular author, facilitator, or approach. Number two, consider the different books that you might want to read over the course of the next year. Look at something like Goodreads and set a reading challenge for yourself. Recognize that not all of these books need to be consumed and processed in print form, but you can also consider which of those might be appropriate to an Audible format. From there, make a plan. Figure out how many books you might want to read per month or per week, and set aside time, block it out in your calendar for this to happen. I like to listen to audiobooks when I'm commuting or doing chores and try and repurpose that time to be as valuable as I possibly can. I also work, when possible, to block out 30 minutes in my calendar each day to engage in some type of print reading, whether that be an article, a newspaper, or a book that I'm diving into. The third approach for you to think about are the connections that you might want to make as a constant learner. And this is one that all too often we overlook or we hope just happens authentically and naturally throughout our day-to-day experiences. And while that certainly will happen, it's also important as you make learning a habit to carve out intentional moments for you to connect with the people in your own professional learning network that matter the most to you or who might help you stretch your learning edges just a bit. So this may mean setting aside time once a month for an accountability group or a thought partnership that you want to engage with regularly. It might be carving out 30 minutes a week with another teacher with whom you may want to have coffee. Or it could be committing to a Twitter chat on a regular basis where you know you are going to run into, if you will, a group of educators committed to the same grade level, content area, or area of leadership that you are looking to continuously develop. However you choose to connect in person or virtually, please make sure that it's a consistent part of your regular routine. These connections and these relationships are too valuable, not only for your professional growth, but also your social emotional wellness. And you want to make sure that they have time every single week in your space. So as you look ahead to this next month and think about making learning an even stronger habit in your practices, don't overlook those conferences and experiences, the opportunities for both audio and print books, and the connections that are so important to all of us. I would love to hear about some of the ways that you are making learning a habit in your own day-to-day practice. please share them with me and tag me at The Learning Loop so that we can continue growing together. Have a great week.